So here I am today. There's a lot of fun things going on inside, but I thought I'd come out here and build a birdhouse. These are all the tools and parts and pieces that I think I need to build a birdhouse. So I'm going to make my birdhouse 7 inches tall. Here are my 2 boards, 7 inches tall. I'm now going to cut them. And I need them to be shaped like a house, so here's how I'll make that angle. There's the 2 ends. And so now I need 2 sides, and I need 2 sides as big as this right here. So in order to create that side, I'll move this board over here and simply take a measurement. Or I should say, mark this point. And now, using my grandfather's square, I'll make a straight line. Now I've got my 2 sides measured out. All I got to do is cut. There's your 2 ends and 2 sides laying side by side. Now we need a bottom. So in order to create a bottom, no real measurements are needed here. All I did was put our sides and ends together on top of the bottom, and now all I have to do is create a mark and cut away. Okay, so the next step is to attach the ends and the side to the bottom. And this is a little bit tricky when you're working by yourself, so we have to use a little bit of ingenuity here. So in order to do this, I'm going to take these apart, and I'll put this end up against the wall and the bottom like this. So now I'll be able to press my drill and press it up against there, so I'll be able to make good contact with the drill. Okay, so the end is now attached, 2 screws, and the next step in the process is to affix the sides, or one of the sides I should say. So I'll turn it on its side like this, and now I'll put the side in the bottom and put my 2 screws in here. So I had to cheat a little bit on that one to get the leverage. You'll notice that what I did was I put the 2 sides up against one another so I could press my drill and get good leverage here. So that side is attached. So now all I have to do is flip this over. I can again use a board to cheat with. Put that side in there. Use this end. Put it up against there. And now I'll be able to press and get good leverage against that. Okay, so the second side is affixed. And we have our end sitting right there. So all we need to do now is flip that up, put him on there like that, and put our last 2 screws in the bottom. Okay, 2 screws in the bottom are complete. Now we're starting to look like a house. But now we got some little gaps here. So we'll put 1 screw in this way on each side, and that should close those gaps. Alright, there's our 2 screws in that side, 2 screws in that side, and you'll notice that the gaps are now closed up. So I think it's time to create our roof. Okay, for the roof, similar to the rest of the birdhouse, we're not going to get too fancy. We're just going to take the birdhouse and put it like this. And then we'll use our pencil and make a line. Actually, you'll notice that I decided to give it a little overhang on the sides. So I spaced it out just a little bit and made my line about a 1/2 inch on the either side of the ends. And here are the two sides for my roof. One will go like that. And then the other one will go on the other side. Just like that. So there's one rooftop on. And so now all I got to do is affix the other side. And there's the second roof put on. Now we have something that looks like this. So I think what we need now is to drill a hole. Alright, so there's our entry hole. And there may be, or there's probably some kind of rules around what kind of bird needs what size hole. I didn't bother to look that up. I simply matched a hole in a birdhouse that we already had here, and that hole is 1.5 inches wide, and I do believe I've seen wrens enter the other birdhouse. Alright, so now we need a pole to mount this birdhouse on. So we're going to put this post in the ground right here. So in order to mount this birdhouse on the post, I actually backed the screws out of the roof so that I could get access to the bottom again. So there's my birdhouse on my post. So what I'm going to do now is simply put a screw or two down through the bottom of the birdhouse into the post. So as the last step, I added a little screw here right on the end so that the birdie could land before flying into the house. So that's it. Your very first simple birdhouse is complete.